Welcome to the heart of the great glass factory, where common dust is reborn in the intense heat of 1500 degrees Celsius to become perfection. This industrial powerhouse operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, sustaining a relentless rhythm of manufacturing that never stops for a single moment. Witness the transformation of simple elements into transparent masterpieces. We are entering a world where raw power meets extreme precision in the heat of battle. Huge mechanical components work in perfect harmony, their heavy metallic pulses acting as the heartbeat of this massive facility that shapes our modern transparent world. Experience the journey from a glowing droplet to a finished product, traveling at incredible speeds through a maze of sensors and automated machinery every second. And this is a relentless cycle of creation, where the ancient art of glassmaking is scaled to an unimaginable industrial level using the most advanced technology available. Everything begins with the most humble materials. Silica sand, the primary ingredient, makes up 70% of the secret recipe that creates strong, clear glass. We add soda ash to lower the melting temperature and limestone to provide durability, ensuring the final glass product can withstand the pressures of daily use. Recycled glass, known as cullet, is also essential. It helps the mixture melt more efficiently, reducing energy consumption and making the entire process more environmentally sustainable. Massive quantities of raw minerals are handled by powerful robots, moving tons of material every hour to keep the hungry furnaces fed with the correct ingredients. These towering silos hold the building blocks of glass, managed by a computer system that ensures the ratio is accurate down to the very last microgram. High-tech vacuum systems manage the fine dust generated during the mixing process, maintaining a clean environment while preparing the volatile powder for its fiery transformation. Inside these giant drums, powerful blades spin rapidly to create a perfectly uniform mixture. Consistency here is the absolute key to achieving flawless glass transparency later. The finished blend moves steadily toward the furnace. This dry powder is about to face the ultimate test of heat as it leaves the warehouse behind. As the powder enters the heat, it prepares to change its state forever. The journey from solid dust to liquid light is about to begin right now. Step into the furnace room, a place of extreme heat. Here, the mixture transforms into a boiling sea of white lava at 1500 degrees Celsius. Yet the heat is so intense that the molecular structure of the sand is completely shattered, turning solid minerals into a viscous, glowing fluid of pure energy. Enormous gas injectors blast flames directly onto the liquid, maintaining a constant temperature that ensures the glass remains in its perfectly fluid and workable state. As the ingredients react, gases escape in the form of millions of tiny bubbles. Refining the glass means removing every single one of these imperfections carefully. The furnace is the heart of the factory, a massive structure built to contain the hellish temperatures required to melt stone into a beautiful, clear substance. The molten glass flows out in a steady, controlled stream. It is now a purified, glowing river of light, ready to be molded into its final form. Every degree matters. We monitor the temperature with absolute precision, as even a small drop could cause the glass to harden prematurely and ruin the batch. Sophisticated mechanical gates regulate the flow, while ensuring that exactly the right amount of liquid reaches the forming machines to prevent any waste of this precious material. The liquid moves into the feeder, where it is conditioned to the perfect viscosity. It must be thick enough to hold shape, but fluid enough to flow. Any remaining impurities are removed during this final refining stage. We demand absolute purity to ensure that the glass bottles are crystal clear and perfectly strong. Technicians monitor the process from behind protective barriers. The environment is harsh, but their expertise ensures that the machine's power is always under human control. Watch the mesmerizing movement of the glass. It behaves like a living thing, stretching and flowing with a grace that hides its incredibly dangerous temperature levels. This scale of production is massive. Thousands of tons of glass are melted every single day to meet the global demand for high-quality packaging and containers. Advanced computer algorithms balance the fuel and oxygen levels, optimizing the furnace's efficiency to maintain the perfect melting environment while minimizing the impact on energy. The preparation is complete. The liquid stone is ready to be divided and conquered, beginning its transformation into millions of individual bottles for the world. Precision shears cut the molten stream with lightning speed. These individual glowing cylinders are called gobs, and each one is the exact weight of a bottle. The red-hot gobs fall through a complex system of chutes. Gravity and timing must be perfect to ensure the glass reaches the mold at the right moment. This is the individual section machine, the heart of the forming process. It is a masterpiece of mechanical engineering that operates with incredible speed and accuracy. As the gob lands, the mold slams shut. In a fraction of a second, the glass is captured and ready to be forced into its new shape. A metal plunger strikes the glass, performing the initial press. This creates the neck finish and establishes the basic structure of the future glass container. High-pressure air is then blasted into the glass, blowing it outward. It stretches until it hits the mold walls, taking on the final shape of the bottle. When the mold opens, a glowing bottle emerges. It is still over 500 degrees Celsius, glowing with a fierce light as it takes its first breath. Mechanical arms move with surgical precision to grab the hot bottles. They must handle them gently to avoid deforming the glass while it is still soft. The process is repeated across many sections. Each machine can produce hundreds of bottles per minute, creating a continuous stream of glass that flows like water. Automatic spray systems lubricate the molds constantly. The resulting steam and smoke add to the industrial atmosphere of this high-speed, high-temperature production environment. The bottles line up on the conveyor. At this stage, they look like a marching army of fire, moving toward the next phase of their long journey. Even as they move, the bottles are slowly beginning to cool. However, cooling them too quickly at this stage would be a recipe for a complete disaster. Timing and spacing are critical. If the bottles touch each other while they are still soft, they will fuse together or cause permanent surface defects. Mechanical sweepers organize the bottles into wide rows. They are being prepared to enter the annealing layer, a critical tunnel for the glass's final strength. This river of light represents hours of work and massive amounts of energy. Thousands of bottles enter the tunnel every hour in a never-ending cycle. The complexity of the blowing station is hidden behind shields. It uses immense air pressure to ensure that every bottle wall has a perfectly uniform thickness. The rhythmic sound of the machinery is the music of industry. Every clack and hiss signals the birth of a new container in this automated world. Even during formation, probes check for major errors. Any gob that fails to form correctly is instantly identified and removed before it can waste more time. Massive ventilation systems work hard to keep the air moving. Without them, the heat from the forming machines would become unbearable within just a few minutes. The color shift is visible as the temperature drops. The glass is starting to stabilize, but its internal structure is still under a massive amount of stress. It takes less than 10 seconds for a liquid gob to become a bottle. This incredible speed is what allows for the mass production of millions of units. A thin layer of cool air helps the glass form a hard outer skin. And this freezing of the surface allows the bottle to maintain its shape during transport. Now, the bottles enter the lair, a long annealing tunnel. This is where we carefully control the cooling process to prevent the glass from shattering internally. If glass cools too fast, it develops internal tension that makes it explode. The annealing process slowly relieves this stress by lowering the temperature very gradually. As the heat fades, the true clarity of the glass is revealed. What was once red-hot liquid is now a solid, transparent, and incredibly strong structure. Inside the glass, molecules are finding their permanent homes. This controlled transition is the secret to why modern glass is so durable and resistant to breaking. The tunnel is over 100 meters long. It takes nearly an hour for a bottle to travel through this temperature-controlled environment from start to finish. At the exit, we apply a special chemical coating. And this invisible layer protects the glass from being scratched when the bottles rub against each other on conveyors. The bottles emerge cool and clear. You can hear the beautiful ting of high-quality glass as they gently touch, a sign of their newly acquired strength. Every single bottle must now pass through a gauntlet of high-speed cameras. These digital eyes can spot a defect smaller than a grain of sand instantly. Lasers check the dimensions and the thickness of the base. We ensure that every bottle is perfectly balanced and meets the strict specifications of our customers. Any bottle with a flaw is instantly rejected. A mechanical arm kicks the defective glass off the line, where it will be crushed and recycled back into the furnace. The accuracy of this system is nearly perfect. We ensure that only the highest quality glass containers ever make it to the packaging stage for the consumer. Once inspected, the bottles are palletized by massive robots. Yet they use vacuum technology to lift hundreds of bottles simultaneously without leaving a single mark on the glass. Each layer is separated by protective sheets. This careful stacking prevents any damage during shipping, ensuring the bottles arrive at the filling plant in perfect condition. The scale of automation here is breathtaking. These robots work tirelessly, stacking thousands of pallets every day with a level of precision no human could ever match. The finished pallets are wrapped in tight plastic film. This stabilizes the entire load, making it one solid block that is safe for transport across long distances. Every pallet is labeled with a digital fingerprint. We can track every single bottle back to the exact hour and the specific machine that created it in the factory. Forklifts move the finished goods into our massive storage warehouse. From here, they will be loaded onto trucks and ships to reach customers all over the globe. And the sheer volume of glass produced is a testament to human ingenuity. This warehouse is just a temporary stop in the endless flow of global commerce. As the sun rises, another fleet of trucks departs. These bottles will soon be filled with food, medicine, and drinks, serving millions of people everywhere. Behind the machines, a dedicated team ensures everything runs smoothly. Their expertise is the final piece of the puzzle in this grand industrial symphony of glass. From common sand to a crystal-clear vessel, the journey is complete. This is the miracle of modern glass manufacturing, a blend of ancient fire and future tech. The cycle continues as the next batch of sand enters the furnace. The fire never goes out, and the river of glass never stops flowing for a moment. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the world of glass. Subscribe for more deep dives into the heart of modern industrial power.